Hey, are you looking for the best way to organize homeschool? Now, when you talk about the best way to do anything, if you ask four people, you're probably going to get seven different ideas for the best solution to a problem. Way back when I first started homeschooling, I think I had three kids at home. Two were school age, one was a baby. And then very shortly after that, we went right up to where we had all five of our boys. And I was talking to a homeschool mentor and telling her, I'm going nuts trying to figure out how do you possibly organize all this homeschool stuff? And she said, oh, it's easy. Now, this is an old school tip for organization, old school. So it's not digital. So you have your basic plan of what it is that you want to get done in a month with your kids. She said, Becky, get a milk crate or a banker's box and hanging file folders. You know, the old kind that have like the little wire thing. And then she said, number the folders 1 to 31. So you end up with a crate that has hanging file folders that are numbered representing each of the days of the month. Then she said, when you're planning, and I keep talking about she was an amazing mentor. Her name is Linda Smith, and she's just amazing. So you take that bin and you look at your lesson plan and you say, okay, so we're going to be doing this and this on Monday. So you take this and that and you put it in the date file. So if Monday is the second, you put it in the second. And then you just fill up the file folder with the activities and the materials that you want your kids to do that day. So when Monday rolls along, or Tuesday or Friday or whatever, you pull out the file folder and you open it up, and it'll have all the materials in there that you need. So it might have the coloring pages that you printed off that free website last week. It might have some puzzles that you want the kids to do. It might even have National Geographic magazines that you wanted to look at with the kids, or a recipe of something that you wanted to cook together. This old school hack of taking a bin, taking a filing box with the hanging file folders, is a way to condense and put together all the materials that you need to use or that you want to use with homeschooling. And it's very forgiving. So if I go to the file for today and there's a bunch of materials in there and we don't get it done, you just take the papers and you move it to the next file, or you file it in the back of the bin and you just say, well, maybe next month we'll get to this activity. So planning homeschooling can be extremely overwhelming, especially if you have lots of kids like I did, or you have varying ages and stages. But all the kids need a collection of materials. Obviously, you're not going to put their math book in the hanging file folder, but you might put the dot to dot that you want them to do, or you might put the writing prompt that you want them to work on, or the how to draw a lobster activity that you just found on Pinterest or something. So, one of those milk crates, they're plastic, or a crate or a banker's box, hanging files numbered 1 through 31. And you simply use that as a way to file your activities. And then you use that in conjunction with your lesson planner. And before I wrap up, I'll tell you how I used a lesson planner. I didn't use it the right way. If I got a grade on it, I'd probably get an F. The way that I use lesson planners, or used them for 25 years, well, probably for 20 years, was that I used it to record what we actually got done that day. Oh, I had a general idea of what it is I wanted to do with the kids, but check boxes beg to be checked off. And at the end of the day, if you have a whole list of things that you don't get to check off, that, I don't know about you, but that causes my heart to like hurt. So instead, I reverse planned. I knew that we were going to do math activities, so I would write down what we got done. I knew we were going to be reading, I'd write down the stories that we read. I knew we were going to do some kind of writing or history or science or whatever, so I would write that in there. So in my bin, at the very beginning, I would have my lesson planner, my lesson record keeper. Then I would have files 1 through 31. And sometimes I would even keep supplemental things in there as well. So I always had a collection of notebook pages, and I'll drop that link when I'm done recording this video, but notebooking pages, which were beautiful, simple, but well designed templates for the kids to record what they were learning. And then I also had an expanded version of that simple file folder. I actually had a full filing cabinet that I would keep things like workbooks or what do you call them, like the hidden picture things. And then I would use Post-it notes to write down, get the hidden word magazine from drawer 2 or whatever. So you don't have to go crazy in organizing homeschool. You really can simplify things and make your life easier. And at the end of the day, what I would do is I would plan 1 or 2 weeks at a time. So we would be teaching, and I could see I was getting toward the middle of the month. When the kids were outside playing, I would go and I'd just fill up like the next month's files. So I'd always had at least 3 weeks of stuff planned going. And then ideally at least a month to 6 weeks. But super easy to collect the things that you need and to have them filed and handy. And all you have to do, because I don't know about you, but I would always forget what day of the week it was or what month it was or what the date was. But so I'd look at my calendar or my phone and it would tell me, hey, it's this date. And then I would just go to my file and I'd pull out the activities. Yeah, it was super easy, super streamlined. And I have to thank Linda Smith. I forget what her website is called. I think it's called The Magical Tapestry. An amazing woman. She was like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus personified. She's fantastic. So I'll go drop the links for the notebooking pages and maybe a link so that you can see what kind of a bin that I always used and some filing folders and stuff. And I think that's it. If you have questions, comments, or whatnot, drop them in the comments. And before you go, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a wonderful day. Bye.